Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia and not breaking I would say, but it's serious news, a quick update over at the Kherson front or the Kherson front. The Kherson front, this is Kherson, and this river is called the Dnieper River. Some massive interesting reporting coming from the Ukrainian Defense Ministry. They have reported attacks across the Kherson region. So let me zoom in and show you. 6 engagement in the direction of Dnipropetrovsk, Sadove, Pridnipropetrovsk, Holoprestan, and Kozovsky Island. And this is very unusual because usually this place there is no real there's not much serious engagement, but suddenly the mention of multiple locations is shocking. I wonder if this is a sign of the Russians starting a Kherson offensive or attempt to cross the river and attack to the northern bank of the Dnieper River. This if this is true that we are looking at the very beginning of the offensive, we already previously have some reports fighting in the region already, but this is the biggest scale yet. So fighting, so the location on the map, this is Kherson by the way. Fighting is reported at Sadove, Pridniprovsk, where there's a bridge over there, which is a railway bridge. Dnipropetrovsk, which is over here. Polapristan, as well as the Kozlovsky Island is over here. In previous reporting, we also have fighting reported at Dachi at the Antonovsky Bridge, as well as over at the this island here called the Zabich Island. Zabich Island, also Zabich Island. So if all in all, we can see that there is some kind of pattern developing. It's starting to look like the Russians may actually start to go for it, to cross the river and establish a bridgehead or a beachhead in the northern bank of the Dnieper River into the north of Kherson region. So at this moment, we cannot 100% be sure, but there's a high chance that this might happen. By the look of it, I'm not sure if this is still the right time yet, but we are getting close to the right time. Because I always say that the crossing, I would do not expect it to happen, mainly because that the Ukrainian forces is not attrition enough yet for the Russians to do a crossing. Because to cross the Dnieper River attacking north of the northern half of Kherson is very risky. Because there's no proper bridge now for resupply and reinforcement. All the bridges has been largely damaged or destroyed. Crossing it will be very difficult. But that would mean that you need the Ukrainian forces to be very attrition. That means they don't have enough troops and equipments to defend the wide expanse of the front line here. And so like for example, just across just all this part all the way to the Kakhovka dam, all the way to the end of the river delta, this is almost 90 kilometers long. So this is a almost 90 kilometers front line. So the if the Ukrainians do not have enough manpower or equipment, they won't be able to defend this very long front line. I would say that we are getting closer and closer to the point where the Russians can now effectively attack the northern bank of the Kherson region. I'm not sure if this is the right time exactly yet, but the Russians are stretching out the Ukrainians in across the whole of Ukraine. So come on, load, man. Every time I want to do recording, it's like this. My internet is becoming so slow for some reasons. So let it refresh. I pause first. Okay, so it's loaded. So the Russians are attacking in multiple regions. So we have fighting at the Sumy region, which is trying to develop some kind of a buffer zone, and there is a revival of fighting reported in the Kharkiv region. So this is already happening. There is also some escalations over in the Kupiansk region, offensive happening over at the Oskil Liman front region, Sivers front also there is an offensive, massive offensive over in the Torex front, as well as in the Pokrov region, and then we have the big offensive over at the Koma front as well. So you have all of these stretching the Ukrainians in all directions. And this is why that in that sense, of course there's also the Zaporizhia front, pinning operation, and all these are stretching the Ukrainians and probably drawing reinforcement coming from the Kherson region, because the Kherson region is largely quiet, and it could be a case where the Ukrainian forces have taken out too much troops from the Kherson region to reinforce the other front that is collapsing, or getting driven back. That now the Russians may see an opportunity to cross the river and attack into the northern Kherson region. Or alternatively, this could be a diversionary. By attacking here, they are forcing Ukrainians to redeploy back their troops back into the Kherson region, weakening the line along Zaporizhia and allowing the Russians to actually break through. That could also be a possibility. So we are not sure what is the scenario exactly right now, but to have the Ukrainian Defense Ministry mentioning engagement in multiple directions is unusual. Definitely not exactly normal. And one example of how something like that had happened is over in New York. So off Holivka, previously the front line actually was around here. The front line was actually pretty far away, and the Ukrainian forces was defending here. But because of over deployment of Ukrainian forces away from the New York front, the Russian forces found a weak spot, a moment of weakness where they actually break through and started to push into the New York front, and eventually now the front line is pretty far away from Holivka, which is where the initial front line or the major city that the Russians was holding previously was. So the advance was already like 10-15 kilometers away from where it probably was, the front line. So we might be actually seeing something similar where the Ukrainian forces have weakened the position at Kherson too much, to the point where the Russians now see an opportunity to attack. I mean, that is the possibility. But of course, this is still very initial stage. And if it's just a diversionary, then then it might not amount to anything other than becoming a strategic problem for the Ukrainians to decide whether to reinforce the position to hold back the Russians' potential crossing. So because they have to react to this. If they don't, Russians establish a beachhead, then they will permanently be stretched over the Kherson front. So for now, if they react, maybe it's just temporary. So anyway, this is just the quick update over the situation at the Kherson front. The frontline changes report is already out. The situation report might be out later or tomorrow, see my mood, because now I have changed the system. I will not do daily SIP reps anymore, because I need more free time. So that we can actually do some other type of reporting as well. So that's the main thing for the SIP rep not going daily anymore, but the frontline changes report will be daily. So anyway, continue to support the work, so do support on Patreon as well, and of course press the like button, subscribe, and a happy birthday to you if your birthday today. And yeah, I think that's about it. I'll see you guys in the next update.